books. Can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for
System Play.
Thursday, January 16th. We've got sports betting action here today, including big card in the NHL. We've got NBA basketball, and I've selected several college basketball games to look at today, including the best from almost all the conference, maybe all the conferences today, as we get a hard look at college basketball on a Thursday night. And we'll have the big game in the NBA tonight, the rematch between the Thunder and the Cavaliers. And we'll have live companion coverage here, continuing our Thursday night tradition. We'll pick a big game here tonight with the Cavs and the Thunder, the rematch from last week's great game, classic game, felt like a NBA Finals type of game. And we'll have another game tonight with those two teams, and we'll be along here on the Sports Money Network with companion coverage. We'll probably look at some other sports as well, but might as well take a look at the two best and hottest teams, it feels like, in the NBA tonight when the Cavaliers take on the Thunder. We'll also have a preview of the game, of course, and talk about it, get your picks, but just to invite everyone here on the Sports Money Network to come along tonight for some companion coverage of that big game. All right. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Welcome to the Chat All-Stars. They'll have their picks along today with me, helping me along the way here today after yesterday's fun NBA card. Had some winners, had some losers to be continued here tonight, but we did have some premium pick winners, including the Toronto Raptors over the Boston Celtics last night. Boston continuing to, play according to form, and we had the Raptors in that game. We also had the winner here on the show. We kind of struck out. It felt like they're the Knicks consensus play. I was on it. You guys were on it. Maybe some people pushed, maybe some got the money there. Maybe some people lost, actually. But nonetheless, it came down pretty close finish there last night with the game between the Knicks and the Celtics. It fell right on 6, and then some people probably laid 5.5 late. I think we were talking 6.5 on the show when we kind of agreed that the Knicks were the side. But in the end, the move came in, and many of you may have won the Knicks game last night. I did have another winner here on the show yesterday in the matchup with the Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets game to go over. This was, kind of after the news was already out that there would be some injury factors there, but it still went well over the total. We were kind of playing the spot there in that one as Houston wins again on the road, blows out Houston yesterday. Hey, great call by Team Steam in the chat. You guys, and I did too, had the Memphis Grizzlies over the San Antonio Spurs in blowout fashion there. It was a pretty popular play among industry handicappers as the Grizzlies won handily in that one over the Spurs. yesterday. Also, I did have, and so did team consensus. So we did have some good consensus winners, although the parlay didn't come through. But we all agreed that it would be the Lakers over the Heat last night in NBA action. So we'll get back at it tonight in the NBA. I did bring home two winners in the NHL last night with my totals. I hope you didn't mind that I bent those lines down there. I ended up going over. I put a high price on it when I sent it out, but I wanted to go over 5.5 in both games, heavily juiced. One of them was a 4-2 final, of course, in the game between Carolina and Buffalo. I did ask that maybe the play was 5.5 over at minus, maybe 135, maybe 140. I think I gave a window up to 150 in one of the two games. Both games did go over, and we hit the premium picks on the ice yesterday. Look, with only two games, I wanted to play them both. Sometimes I'd recommend just over 6 goals there and would have accepted the push, but I do want to win them both when there's only 2 games. So I said, make sure you get 5.5 there and just pay the juice on that one. And it was a good winner there. We also had the Sabres here on the show on the puck line as a dog against the Hurricanes, and they won the game outright. Minnesota, though, struggled against Edmonton, and we'll take a look tonight at the action once again. So, all right, also pretty good fun night. What was up with college basketball? If you like overtimes, it was your night in college basketball. Overtime, double overtime, triple overtime, multiple games went overtime last night, including a few thrillers, certainly. There. How about the UMass and Fordham? Fordham loses 120 to 118. They led by 5 in the third overtime, but there were 122 foul shots taken in the game. That was the most in a Division I game since 1997. 8 players fouled out of the game, and there were 122 free throws, as I said, taken. Man, UMass went just 37 for 57 and still won the game. So how about Fort Wayne over Wright State, 120 to 113 in 2 overtimes. It doesn't even begin to tell the story of the overtimes on the night, but Fort Wayne led by 5 with 30 seconds left in the first overtime, and Wright came back to do it and send the game to a second overtime. There was also Illinois Chicago over Murray State, 97-93 in 2 overtimes last night. Murray State don't go to overtime with them. They're 0-3 in overtime. But Illinois Chicago led by 12 midway through the second half and still had to be forced to overtime in that one. And there were other overtime games as well, but there were some other big games too, and we had them pretty much zeroed in on, especially Iowa State and Kansas. We said on the show here, take Iowa State, and they won their 12th straight game, and we had a premium pick on the under in that game. That was pretty solid there. Talked about KU 1-14 of the under so far this season, and only went for 131 points there. Actually started slow, the pace picked back up, and then it slowed down again big time. So Butler snapped their 9-game losing skid with a win over Seton Hall, 82-77. That was a pretty good game there yesterday as well. And late night, it was UNLV over Utah State, 65-62. Other upsets included Mercer over Samford, Duquesne over GW, and Utah over TCU. We did have some premium pick winners as well on the card yesterday in college basketball, including Fort Wayne over Wright State in the aforementioned game. Fort Wayne gets the money for us there as a premium pick winner. We started off hot and then kind of came back down to earth. We had Georgia State and Texas State game to go over as a premium pick winner. Also, the Utah TCU game, we did have the under as our premium pick selection there yesterday. So we had some winners on the show as well. Pretty busy day. Colgate and Navy, also premium pick winner here yesterday. I'm watching right now. Man, this going late in the night here at the Aussie Open with Lerner Tien really fighting it here. He was up 2-0 over Daniel Medvedev. Medvedev has battled back here to take the third set, and now he leads 3-0 in the fourth set. We're probably going to go 5 here. Medvedev may be wearing the young player out here today in Melbourne. So, all right, got some steam rolling in as well. I'm going to say hello to the chat and kind of get the show on the road because we got a lot of action to cover here today on our Thursday show. Hello in the chat to the All-Stars. Let's start off with Joe T. He's here. Says good morning. He's got some plays up right now on the community tab, so check it out. Joe's got a couple of he's got 3 plays up on the community tab in college basketball today, so check it out with Joe T on the community tab here at the Sports Money YouTube channel. Cash Kane is here today. Toucan's here. He's ready to roll with his Eurobasket coverage here today. I really appreciate Toucan coming in here. I hope I'm saying it right, and he's been a good contributor here so far. Hey, everyone, here's my right-hand man. This is my Ed McMahon. It's Thomas Lewis. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest-growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Like it, share it, smash it, and let's have a great day here on the Sports Money Network. We got our show. We got of course, Mikey's show, and then that companion coverage tonight during NBA featured game action. Man, Steam's coming in on some nice matchups here. Toucan giving out some more plays. Makes me want some Fruit Loops. Ziggy's here this morning. Joe W. as well. Nicholas Handy is there. Ziggy says, do you guys think that Dion will be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys? Well, you know what? I don't know if he will. It does seem like it actually may work. I mean, Dion is just a character guy anyways, tries to build the character of his team. If you have the right assistants, I guess he could be the one that could lead Dallas. But I think the one thing that Jones might balk on in this situation is that Dion has an $8 million buyout at Colorado, and I don't think they're willing to just let that slide. So, as much as hey, I'm all about a good storyline and, maybe even flirting with disaster if it doesn't fail. But I always like it to be more exciting. I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys can get one of these late coaches now, the way that they're starting to fall into place, especially now that Tom Brady has kind of pegged his man, if you know what I mean, in Oakland. It looks like Tom Brady's choice is going to be Ben Johnson. So it's going to be hard for Johnson to maybe consider other jobs if he's got Brady here kind of pulling for him there right now. So maybe the Dallas can end up with Robert Salah. I'm not sure right now, but again, I think that exit fee is going to be the thing that prohibits or doesn't get Dion to Dallas, if I can say it right. All right, say hello to a few more folks as well in here. Today include Sir Mackey's here. He's ready for a little steam right now. Why don't we do it? Why don't we just cover a few here that are coming in so we can keep up on the coverage here this morning? So just had a play come in here with Gonzaga and Oregon State. This one's moving to the under here right now. It was 151.5, but we're going to be looking at 150 or so here right now. Steam to the under with Gonzaga and Oregon State. Just moments ago, Montana State. Seconds ago, if you will, Montana State took the steam. They were +2 against Idaho State. Man, Montana State does not lose to Idaho State. Now, Idaho State got a pretty good team this year. They got my man, A.J. Bergen, of course, on the team. He's not the star, but he's my guy. But Montana State took the steam here. I think they've won, I want to say it's 11 or 12 in a row against Idaho State. But and they're taking the steam here. But so far, Idaho State's been the better cover so far this season for sure. All right. Also, just a few moments ago, while the show was getting started, we had some hockey steam, and it was in the game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Dallas Stars. That one sounds interesting because you certainly have two teams. Anytime Dallas is playing right now, it does feel like an under situation, but steam came in on the under here with Montreal and Dallas. Now, it was a heavily juiced 6 that they took, and this game should be 5.5, and it is here, but we'll cover the exact line when we get to that point. Still, Steam came in on the under with Montreal and Dallas. Did I get that right? Make sure I said it right here, calling for the under here in that game. Let me go over a few more, and I'll just make sure that I said it right there. I don't want to get it wrong here right at the top of the show. But do have another one here right now with Rutgers and Nebraska. Game 2 go over here with Rutgers and Nebraska was 146, going up to 146 and a half, 147 or so with Rutgers and Nebraska. Just right now, just coming in here, Florida Panthers taking steam in their matchup against the Detroit Red Wings. Top of the board, game 1 and 2 NHL. It was 205, but now we're going to be to 225 or higher with the Florida Panthers. Steaming it up here for Sir Mackey and company here on the morning steam. Also, it was Maine and NJINT. Let's just call it out right now. This is the side that I want here. The game is at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. Let me just put up the graphic. Why don't we? Then we don't have to worry about this one if I talk too long on the big card. Otherwise, Maine is taking on NJINT. This is an early morning start here on the East Coast, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. The steam just came in on the over. It's up to 132 right now, and I want to make that my recommended play here on the morning steam. I hope it didn't catch you by surprise. If you want to make a pick right now, go ahead with Maine and NJINT. I'll review the picks here as I get all the chat comments in, but I was going to recommend the under. I've got it here obviously in my preview, and now that it's getting steamed, I'm going to roll with the steam here with Maine and New Jersey Institute of Technology today in that early morning contest here. Look, NJIT is 3-14. They're no good, but Maine's got a pretty decent record so far at 10-8. And you look at these two teams. Maine is 7-1 to the over as a favorite. I will say NJIT 1-4 to the under at home, but 9-7 to the over as a dog. So steam came in on them. I'll end up taking them here with the over as we get the show started. Got to have a pick on the early game, don't we, between Maine and NJIT. All right. Appreciate that. And let's continue on with some of the steam coming in right here, right now with Queens College. The steam is coming in on the over in this one between Queens College and Stetson. It was 155. Let's call it 156 here right now. It looks like it's going to go to with the steam coming in on the over, Queens College and Stetson. Also, had some steam come in on the game between Stony Brook and Delaware. Steam to the over here. It was 142.5. We're going to call it 150 or 152.5. We're up to 153.5 or so, I believe, here with Stony Brook and Delaware here this afternoon. We definitely have seen maybe some overs here so far from Delaware. They're 5-1 to the over at home. Stony Brook definitely a bit of an under team, and maybe even an under team in these conference games on the road as underdogs dating back to last year. But steam is here on the over in this one between Stony Brook and Delaware. All right. Also, this is one I believe is in the previews today, but steam came in on the over between Memphis and Temple. It was 155. We're up to 156 here with Memphis and Temple. All right, and I thought we had one more here of the Philadelphia Flyers on the ice. They took steam just as we were coming on the air here. Flyers here today taking on the Isles. They were plus $1.20, but they're going to be down to $1.10 or so. It feels like maybe even lower than this right now. Steam came in on the Flyers. I believe that is going to be my play here on the show. So we're not getting very much value there, just to let you know. The game had already moved, and I think I'm on the Flyers here when we get to that point. Yeah, I am for sure, but just paraphrasing a little bit. Also, steam came in here with San Francisco and Pepperdine. Steam to the over in this one. It was 147.5, probably up to 148.5, or maybe 149. This is a series that goes over quite a bit, USF and Pepperdine. And I'm seeing steam to the over here right now with USF and Pepperdine. Just seconds ago, North Alabama taking some steam here to the over in their matchup with Jacksonville. North Alabama in this role, they have been a pretty strong over team in the past, or had some high scoring games anyway, and steam came in on the over here at 141. It's up to 142. North Alabama and Jacksonville. Also, UMKC and North Dakota State took steam here to the over. It was 141.5. We're up to 142.5, it looks like here right now, with Missouri, Kansas City, and North Dakota State steam here to the over. All right, could that be it? Sharks and Blue Jackets, a little steam here just as we were firing up the show. Sharks and Blue Jackets steam to the under here. It was 6.5. We could be dealing with a juice of 6 here right now in the Sharks and the Blue Jackets. All right, just seconds ago, here is St. Peter's. They're taking steam here in this one against Marist here today. They were getting 1.5, but looks like it's going to be a pick 'em here. St. Peter's could end up a favorite in this one. Now, this is a very interesting game. I don't think I have this one previewed. We know that Marist is having a great season so far. They're 12-2, but St. Peter's, I believe, has won 10 straight meetings between those two teams, so you'll have to deal it for yourself. But I will say this, St. Peter's is taking the steam right now. Again, Marist having a great season, really standout season, but St. Peter's has beaten this team 5 or 6 years in a row, both meetings, or if they've had 1 or 2 meetings, whatever it is. I think it's 10 straight meetings between the two has been won by St. Peter's. Mount St. Mary's took some steam just seconds ago here in their matchup. Mount St. Mary's here was a 1-point favorite here in this one, and they are right now moving here to 2. It looks like Mount St. Mary's here. Let me see if I got this game. I want to make sure I get it right. They're up to 2 or 2.5 in their matchup against Ryder. Mount St. Mary's on the road in the matchup against Ryder. They were minus 1, maybe 1.5, but they're up to 2 here, maybe going to 2.5 here against Ryder. Now, Mount St. Mary's has been a covering machine, and Ryder, they've been strong anyway, and Ryder has not looked that good so far to the number. That is a fact. See, I thought take a peek at those numbers here if we can, but we got to keep the show moving. We haven't even started the show, and we're going hog wild over here today, and you figured that was going to be the case with this huge card. Marist and St. Peter's game also went steam to the under in the matchup. We already talked about St. Peter's just getting steamed just now. They also steamed the under there. Marist has kind of been an over team, but the steam came in on the under at 122.5. It's down to 121 or so, 121.5 maybe with Marist and St. Peter's. Campbell is taking steam here right now in the matchup against College of Charleston. Campbell was getting 5, but it's going to go down to 4 here, it looks like right now. Steam coming in on Campbell. Sir Mackey, you asked for it. I think that might be it here. And we can get the introductions out of the way and get everything rolling in this one. We've got to get rolling here. All right. Thank you, everybody. Man, let me go back to the comments and see where I left off. I don't even think we got over 10 comments there. Ziggy here with his play. Robert McCormick, good morning. T-Bird here said, I didn't go that well. But he did get his steam there. Super True is here today. Tom Regard here as well. Flanae Jones, thank you. And our Tomps, good morning and hello. Peter Gracia, good to see you here. Really appreciate you chiming in there. I usually just probably a listener and kind of say hi today, and I really do appreciate that. Just taking time to say hi makes me feel good. Even if you can't participate as a chat all-star, you are in the drawing for the consensus parlay. Maybe that'll work out for somebody here today. Oldies in the chat here as well. Nathan Cerna here today. All right. Here, I think he's got Maine. He's got Maine in that opening game there. Or no, he likes Maine in that game on the road. So, all right. Our Tom says we had that pick yesterday, Texas and Oklahoma game there. Yesterday we did have Texas here, on the show. That steam came in on the under there yesterday, right? Curtis here is here today as well, and maybe that could be it. Philly Eagle Flyer, hello, Andrew G there as well. All right, let me do my little commercial here, and I'm already on my first play there already and a bunch of steam. So, hey, you can get my plays today over at winnable.com here. You can subscribe to my picks for just $19.95 a month and also get my free selections over at winnable.com. I have a free subscription as well. We sent out some tennis plays yesterday, went 3-1. Want to go a little bit heavier in the night card, but there was some big lines too. So I just kind of left it at that. We had that massive college basketball card. So I'll probably be back firing away at some tennis action here tonight as well. We'll also take a look at today's soccer card. Where is everybody talking soccer there? My club Tijuana is going to be taking on America tonight as an underdog. They never beat America, man, and now they're on the road taking on Club America. Anyway, we've got 2 games in the EPL with Brighton and Ipswich, Southampton and Manchester. Today are the features in the EPL. So anyways, get my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. You can get discount by using the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages from me there. It's a pretty high volume day in college basketball, so you can pick up my volume plays here at winnable.com and use that promo code STEAM. All right, well, let's say hello. A few more comments. Irish King in here right now, and we'll start the show with our coverage of the NBA. We're already a half an hour in pretty much, so let's get going. Lots of action here, especially in the NHL. Just 5 games right now. The markets are off to a poor start here the first 10 minutes, so let's try to pick some winners here so I don't lose too much money. And get it started in the NBA with the Pacers taking on the Pistons. Here in this one, Pacers have been looking pretty sharp on the road here of late for sure. Pacers just looking good in general, but they're taking on the, still pretty hot Pistons here. Both teams, a few games over 500 right now. Pacers 22-19, Pistons 21-19. Pistons have won 2 straight. The Pacers had their winning streak snapped last time out with that game against Cleveland, got blown out by 10 points. But we know that certainly got to take a look at the injury report right here. The current line is already up to 229 here today. Man, 229 here right now in this one with the Pacers and the Pistons. That's at least a 3-point move from when I was looking at it last night. I mean, no doubt these teams are kind of trending over a little bit. Indiana is 14-6 to the over as an underdog, but the Pistons are 5-8 to the under as a favorite. Let's go over some of the numbers here and get your pick ready for this matchup between the Pacers and the Pistons today. The Pacers still, pretty hot here. Despite that slip up, they're 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games on the road. Detroit has won 5 of their last 6 at home and 7 of their last 8 games overall right now coming into this one. So let's see what you have here. right now, man, Pacers hot, hot, hot on the road, no doubt about it. 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams here in Detroit have gone under right now. Like I said, I mean, maybe they trend over a little bit, but man, that's some pretty significant uh, series history between division opponents, right? So let's see. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one with that big move. Where's my graphic? There we go. Pretty serious move. It doesn't seem terrible. Let's see what you got, chat. Going to start it off here with Thomas, and he's going to go with, oh, wait, let me get Philly Eagle Flyers soccer in there. He's got some Super Copa, I think, in there today. And the EPL action. All right, here's Thomas on Detroit, and here's our Thompson on Detroit. Ziggy's on the under here in this one. Fernando's going over here. And Robert McCormick wants the Pacers here as they continue to be pretty hot, it feels like right now. Both teams hot. Who knew we would be in this situation with these two? Again, they're just over 500. Let's not oversell it, but you got to be pretty impressed with both teams so far. Maybe a little bit more with the Pistons, certainly, but Indiana's won 9 of their last 10 games on the road now, and Indiana has also covered 16 of their last 18 games off of a home loss. And that's what happened in that game against Cleveland. So I'm going to take the Pacers here in this one. It almost feels like a premium, but I'm going to reassess that total here after that. Want to say hello to Chad in the chat today. Do we have a challenge here, Chad? What's going on? Let me know what you like today. Nunya's here in the chat as well. Good to have Nunya here. Hope it's all working out for Nunya this week. Philly Eagle Flyers got his soccer action in there. And Peter has time for giving us some picks. Chad says, I'll take it. I hope he just didn't take it to take it. There's no doubt Detroit's looking pretty sharp as well here. The two teams have met already last time out. Detroit snapped their losing streak to the Pacers, a 130-106 win at Indiana as a 4.5-point dog. So they blew out the Pacers last time. All right, Chad on the Pistons. I'll try the Pacers. Look at the chat is split, though, on this one, doesn't it? And I'll try the Pacers here, plus a handful of points. All right. Oh, do we got a few more here, I think? All right, Robert McCormick. Yeah, the soccer. And look, I kind of was up and down, certainly, in my soccer picks there yesterday, but we were able to get a winner out of it somewhere in there. I think we had a push. I know we had a loss or 2 in there as well. All right. Thomas says Detroit ends up with the consensus here. So it's me against the chat again here today, once again. So, all right. Let's move to the next one with the Suns taking on the Wizards here in this one. Now, the Suns have had dominance over the Wizards here, and the Wizards are definitely struggling here right now, that even maybe the weak Pistons or the weak Suns might be able to take care of business here today. Look, the Suns are just a money burner for sure. 13-25 against the spread this season, 8-15 against the spread as a favorite. But Washington's 14-23 against the spread as a dog. They are dog doo-doo pretty much. But so are the Pistons for sure, or the Suns for sure. So far this season, Washington's lost 7 straight games coming into this one, but Phoenix has failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 8 games against sub-500 teams. It just feels like on the road, they're just not that great. In fact, though, if you look at the spread, they are slightly better on the road, or should I say less worse? Is that a term that I can use? They are 7-11 against the spread on the road and 6-14 against the spread at home. So they won a few more games anyway on the road. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams here here in Washington have gone over. They only meet twice a year, of course, and 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone over as well. Phoenix has gone over under in 10 of their last 12. However, they've gone over in 2 straight. They were on that 10-game under streak before going with a couple of overs here of late. So, all right, let's see what you guys want to do in the chat here. Right now, it's 11.5 and 231.5. So it's definitely gone up even further. I know it's hard to even want to consider the uh, Wizards here in this one. Beal is doubtful here, and Washington has Brogdon out of this game. Nurkic is also out for Phoenix, so missing a couple of key guys, for sure here. But Washington is just so bad. They did cover in their last game against Minnesota, even though they were getting 14.5. They lost by 14. I guess that's that can happen. And they also covered against the Sixers, lost by 6 and covered 10.5. So they are getting the money a few times here and there. And remember, Phoenix is still garbage against the spread. All right, let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one. I expect handicappers to still want to come in, it feels like, on Phoenix, but man, I don't know if I can do it. All right, here we go. Looks like we've got Chad here. Oh, I think Chad was talking about the Detroit game there. Thank you, my man. He's got KD to go over for a prop here in this one. And Ziggy still likes the Suns here to get it done. Robert says, take the under. The Suns are still going under here pretty much. Fernando said he warned us about Bologna yesterday. And I didn't end up doing anything with that one. But, man, I did think inner and under, but I didn't go with it. All right. Our Tom's on the under here in this one. And Super True's got some plays here. He says, take Bill and Mary over, take Memphis over. Thomas is on Phoenix here in this one. And I think that's it for you guys in this game. Not too much action. This is a stinker of the night for sure. I'm going to try the Wizards here in this one. I mean, look, Phoenix isn't covering numbers very often either. I figure they'll probably just get it done here in single digits, and Phoenix will get the win. So, all right, Chad says if Brogdon's out, don't take the Wizards. They're liable to get blowed out here this one. So it looks like 2 Chad challenges here already today, unless it's not solid enough for Chad there. That could be a possibility, I guess. Here's Nasty Nate's got some action here today. His cashers from yesterday. Gotcha, Nate. All right, let's go to the next one here. And again, we'll be with you tonight with our companion coverage here on the Sports Money Network with the Cavaliers taking on the Thunder. It'll be fun to be hanging out with the guys watching basketball here. We're getting to that time of the year. We're already down to 8 football games left this season between the playoffs and Monday's national championship games. Kind of shifting the and good we got a good one here, so I guess that does kind of work out tonight. Cavaliers and Thunder met, of course, in that big game last week. It was a thriller. I said that, look, the networks won't like it, but I think if you took that game as the NBA Finals, I think everyone, at least the basketball fans, would kind of go with it, right? It was in that game 129-122. The Cavaliers got that win over OKC as a 3-point favorite last week and ended up beating Toronto after that, but not covering double digits. They did lose to Indiana and then came back to bounce back against Indiana. Meanwhile, off of that loss, of course, here comes OKC with 3 wins, 2 covers. They did push in the game against Philly, but remember, it's a 16-point spread in that game. But they covered big against Washington in a 40-point win, covered big against New York Knicks as well. So, all right, Cleveland, 13-4 against the spread on the road. OKC's great too. 24-11 against the spread as a favorite. This is only the fourth time this season the Cavaliers will be an underdog here. The spread's kind of down to 1.5, it looks like, maybe 2 for the most part, and the total's actually climbed here. I was on that over last week as I don't know if it was a premium or on the show, but no doubt, you think of the Thunder, the great defense, the Cavs also pretty swell defensively, but I just thought we would have a championship quality game in that game, and that's why it felt like going over the total in that one, but maybe it could be a little bit different here today. We got plenty of steam rolling in here right now. We'll talk about it. Let's get your plays in the chat here in this one with OKC and Cleveland. I think we set it up pretty good here, both teams. You got Cleveland 5-0 against the spread on the road or in their last 5, and Oklahoma City's covered 5 straight at home. Let's go with the chat here. See what you got. And Chad says he likes the Cavs in this one to get it done against the Thunder tonight. Hanging in, get it done. Again, right? Get it done again. But Thomas says give him OKC. And Nanya says we got a ton of games here. And we've got, let's see here. Cash Kane says take the Cavs. R. Tom says Cavs and under here. And Cash Kane says it's the OKC injuries here. You got Hartenstein. No, there's Chad kind of quote. You got Hartenstein out of this one. Ty Jerome questionable here for Cleveland, but Hartenstein, was played pretty well in that game. But all right, here is Robert on the Cavs. Ziggy going under here in this one. And Thomas says he likes the Cavaliers here. And Robert says he likes the over. And Fernando likes the under. I'm going to go with the under here in this one as my play on the show. Look, they definitely went over last time, and I was on the over there, and I thought most people were on the under in the game, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a turnaround here. Thomas, though, says the Cavs are going to end up as a consensus play anyway, so good. You guys are on the consensus play here with the Cavaliers. I'll take the under. We got a little 2-team parlay today, maybe in the big game tonight. Maybe I'll go in there with my fistful of dollars on the show tonight and said, hey, you got to go with the Cavaliers and the under in this one. The chat told me go with the Cavs. So I'll take full responsibility should we fail in this one. All right. Let's go to the next matchup here with my Clippers on the road against the Trailblazers. They're an underdog here by 3.5. And the total, 225 here. It looks like it's going down here right now with the Clippers and the Trailblazers. No secret. We've been on a lot of Clipper unders for sure. We've been getting paid with Clipper unders. The steam came in on the under in this game, so I think that's why you're seeing it here right now. In fact, 224 at Bovada here already. So, I think with these two teams, we're definitely getting mostly unders here. Of late, or maybe so far this season too, right? Especially for the Clippers, they've gone under in 12 of their 19 games at home so far this season. They're also 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Portland does go over at home, 12-6 to the over, but as a dog, they are 16-19 to the under so far this season. See if you guys are interested in this one. The Clippers have beaten the Trailblazers in 11 straight meetings between these two teams. And yes, the injuries may be the reason why. Oh, look at the line's totally wrong, by the way. Here, I think I got it backwards. There, hold on a second, you guys. You guys are probably making fun of me already. Once I looked up on the screen and saw that, I'm like, wow, what is this all about? There we go. Oh, see, I've got the time change screwed me up there, right? Because this one, I'm sorry, I kind of went out of order here, you guys. This one is actually at 7:10 Pacific, 10:10 Eastern, 10 minutes later than the Rockets-Kings game. So think I just screwed up the entering the line. I had the line backwards because the games were in the wrong time slot. So we got Clippers here, 6.5, maybe even 7 right now, and the total is actually 219. So there we go. Sorry about that, fam. That's about the 2,219. I'm not paying out your unders on that. Okay, so there we go. The Clippers and the Trailblazers. Clippers 12-4 against the spread as a favorite so far this season. Portland's done a pretty good job, 20-15 against the spread as an underdog coming into this one. 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Portland's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games. It's been the Clippers, of course, as the team that's been that solid under. So will it still happen that way here today? Let's see what the chat has to say when the Clippers take on the Trailblazers tonight. And we'll start it off with all right, there's Chaz. Not 6, not 6, not 7, not 4, not 5. Here's Robert going with the under in this one. And Ziggy's going with the under here as well. And I will just lay it here with the Clippers. I'll lay the points tonight with LA. Once I saw it, I was like, what are there injuries in this game or something? Well, there are injuries. Kawhi is expected to miss here tonight. Portland, though, Williams doubtful. Avija is doubtful as well. Jeremy Grant is out. Klingon is out here as well. So plenty of injuries for Portland coming in tonight. I'll take the Clippers minus the points on the road. All right. And Chad says the Clippers can do the same thing here tonight as they did in last night's game, blowing out the Brooklyn Nets. Yesterday, the Nets really threw in a clunker there with, what was it, 69 points or something like that. So, all right. All right, Thomas. All right, I'll take the Clippers, though, in this one. And I've got a couple of unders in there from the crew. One more in the NBA. The Rockets will take on the. Now, you see what I did there? That's why the lines were wrong, because the times were wrong. And I had the wrong team. So I got to give the Kings, right? They're the actual ones that were 3.5 and 224. There we go. All right. There we go. Rockets come in 27-12, widely regarded as one of the best teams, it feels like, on the road right now, and they're on a winning streak here currently, looking strong. Are the Rockets here at this point? We were able to capitalize. Let's see here. What was it yesterday? We had the over in that game against Denver, and we saw, Jokic missing that game. It kind of changed the complexion of the matchup. Certainly, when we were talking about it in the morning, but did have the over in that one yesterday. Sacramento, remember, they've been red hot too ever since they moved to Doug Christie as coach. They lost a game, then went on a winning streak, but did lose. Finally, last time out, got blown out by the Bucks. We did have the Bucks in that one, remember? So still, Kings are going to be favored here in this one. They've won 7 of their last 8 here now. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. The Rockets have been on a cover streak and have covered 5 straight. On the road, they're 12-7 against the spread overall. Kings are just 7-13 against the spread at home. But again, I think there's a lot to be said for what's happening right now. Maybe this was the move for the Kings here. Let's see what you guys have in this one with the Rockets taking on the Kings here tonight. And we've got starting off here is Ziggy. We'll go over in this one. Thomas, he likes the under here. And R. Tomps also likes the under here. Chad says he's got to take his Rockets here in this one. And Kings could come out strong, and then he can get in them live maybe there. Robert likes the under in this one. And definitely with concerns about Malik Monk in this game right now, but I expect him to play here tonight for the Kings. And Jermaine, he likes this one to go over tonight. All right, guess that's it. Maybe from you guys in the chat and the basketball gonna be over here in this one. I'm not over. I'm under. I'm under all the way here in this one. Jermaine's over. I'm under. I don't fade Jermaine as a habit, but I do like the under pretty strong actually in this game tonight here, but I want to give it out as my play here on the Morning Steam show. Give me the under with the Rockets and the Kings. Feel like it's a premium there, and I'm not sure about the side, so give me the under, and that's it for basketball. All right, yeah, Chad says it right there. Although, I don't think these two teams are doing anything, what is Jermaine saying? They usually play over. Kings 6-3-1 to the over last 10. Rockets 6-4 to the over. But I think the matchup itself, just to me, favors the under here in this one. These two teams did meet in December. It did go over. Kings won 120-111 at Sacramento. They won and got the money. Handicappers, saw Chad there. He says Houston's his team, but my unofficial survey tonight of professional handicappers on the sites kind of went with the Kings here. So I'm just going to take the under in this one. All right. Oh, Jermaine says, how about when they, what about when they play, when these two teams face off with one another? How does that trend kind of go? Let me see here. 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone over. 9 of the last 12, 8 of the last 10, and 9 of the last 12 over in this series. But I'm on the under for sure. Okay, that's it for the NBA. So let's get ready to go to the NHL. We got a big card, so we'll try not to talk because I want to preview as many college basketball games. I put 15 into the graphics. We already previewed one of them, but let's get to the hockey here tonight. Get the goalies ready. Get the goalie computer all fired up and ready to go. But because here we are on Thursday now with 12, 13 games, whatever it is, because that's what we do. We have a dozen games and we have 2 games, and that's just the way it is right now in the National Hockey League, it feels like. All right, let's get it started here with the Red Wings and Cam Talbot going up here against the Panthers and Bob. We did see that steam come in already on the Panthers here, drilling that game up right now to 225 or so. Right now, I'm showing it even higher at some of the square books, 245 already at DraftKings here in this one. And yeah, I'm expecting Cam and Bob in this one. Bob's 18-10 with a 2.78 goals against and a 90% save percentage here in this one. While Cam Talbot 10-9 at 2.98 goals against average and a 90.5% save percentage. Detroit, of course, has been super hot, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, maybe they calmed down here a little bit, but man, things were going well before this last game where they were dropped the game to San Jose, surprisingly at home, 6-2-3 the other night to end their winning streak right now. Florida's lost 2 out of their last 3. They did beat New Jersey on the road, but they lost at Philly. They lost at home against Boston here. Philadelphia won the last 2 meetings, and both of them were last year. This is the first meeting between the 2 teams so far this season. So let's see what you have here. Look at that total, 5.5 over 25. But I'm going to grade myself at 5.5 over 25 since I juiced up those 5.5s to make sure I won yesterday. Hey, that's gambling. But I'm going to take the under here. You may choose 6 under 20. I think 6 under 20 is a widely available line, but I'll go under 5.5 over minus 120, probably over 125 at some spots. But I'm going to take the under here with the Red Wings and the Panthers here tonight. This series has gone under in 4 straight meetings. All of them, none of them this year here, of course, but they're not overwhelming unders so far, these two teams this season, although Detroit is 12-16 to the under as an underdog. All right. Also, Florida has won. Let's see here. They're a big favorite, but they have won 12 of the last 13 meetings over Detroit, and 22 of the last 25 games overall have been won by Florida. I know that's not going to surprise many folks. Maybe it is a little bit one-sided, but nonetheless, Florida's been much the best between these two teams, of course. So, all right. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams here in Florida have gone under the total. So see what you guys have in this one. Start off with Detroit and Florida and NHL action here. Ziggy's going to take the Red Wings on the puck line, but Jermaine's going to take the Panthers on the puck line. Robert's going to go under the total with me here in this one. Philly Eagle Flyers going to take Panthers and lean to the over. And Fernando going to take the Wings here in this one, plus 1.5. All right, I think that's it for you guys. I'll take the under here in this one with Detroit and Florida. Here come the San Jose Sharks. They take on here the Columbus Blue Jackets. San Jose just 14-26-6. Columbus, they're red hot right now. They're on fire. Columbus here, not only are they on fire, they're the best home team in the NHL. They'll gain you more than a half a unit per game. It's slowly been creeping up, hasn't it? So you keep winning these home games. They beat the Flyers the other night 3-2. They didn't cover the puck line for once, but still they've been covering puck lines as a favorite, as a dog. Hasn't mattered. Columbus is hot. They're 15-5 against the spread at home, or I'm sorry, they're 15-5 straight up at home so far this season. I'm showing the line down here to 160 here at this point, so you gotta like that with a little bit of a discount here. Certainly, the total has dropped for sure to 6 over, maybe minus 120, maybe minus 115. The steam came in on the under here, but still, I mean, when you think of these Blue Jacket games, and they go over all the time. They're 18-5 to the over at home. It's not like San Jose is some big under or anything. The steam came in on the under, though, in this one. And more steam's rolling in. I've pretty much forgot to check on it with you guys, but maybe we can do so here in just a moment. All right, you can kind of get your plays together here in this one. In the matchup between Detroit, San Jose, and Columbus here. Look, this is like a 30-cent discount, it feels like, almost on Columbus here right now. It kind of makes me want to just take Columbus at this price. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I don't know if I could pass it for $1.60. Yeah, maybe we could take a regulation. Maybe we could take a -1 if you want to lower that price a little bit. I limit myself here to just certain bets on the show, but I don't know. I'm going to take them here. Columbus has won 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Columbus between the two teams. This one's gone under in 21 of the last 28 years here between these two teams, it feels like. So let's see here what you guys have in this one. Columbus has let me see here. I think I'm ready to look at your guys' picks. Started off with Jake here, I think, Oh, no, Cash Kane said over here with the Sharks. Okay. Thank you. Ziggy's over here as well. Looks like. Okay, here we go. Jake says Columbus and the under in this one. Robert says Columbus in regulation. I'll just take Columbus here. And Philly Eagle Flyer, he's concerned about who is going to be in there in goal tonight, whether Askarov is in goal. And I'm showing right now, I think I'm going to stick with these guys, I think. Some sites are pointing to Gorgiev in net tonight, but I think I've got it the other way. I think I'm still showing Askarov in here today for the Sharks. So I'll just take Columbus. All right, let me rattle off a bunch of steam if I can for just a moment in college basketball. So many of them came in, and I want to keep everyone abreast of the latest moves. How about UC Davis and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo? We're seeing a move here to the over in this one. It was 140, 154.5 up to 155.5 steam with the over UC Davis and Cal Poly here in this one. Also,
system playing.
Just a few moments ago, it was UC San Diego and Long Beach State. Steam to the under here. It was 136. Looks like we're down to 135 here with UCSD and Long Beach State. Big West action tonight to the under in this one. Man, it was really a disappointment that UCSD, that big UCSD game the other night. Lipscomb and Bellarmine. We're seeing steam here to the under in this one. Yeah, I think there have been a couple of unders here anyway with these teams this year. But Lipscomb, they kind of trend over as a road favorite in conference, but over the past year and a half, maybe. Steam to the under here it was 146.5. Looks like we're down to 145.5 or so right now with Lipscomb and Bellarmine. Also, Oral Roberts took the steam in their matchup with South Dakota. It was 8. Let's call it 7 here. It looks like it's some spots right now with Oral Roberts getting the steam here. Also, Louisiana Tech took some steam in their matchup against Jacksonville State. They were a 2.5 point favorite, up to 3 here right now. Steam came in on Louisiana Tech over Jacksonville State. Also, steam came in on the matchup here in the Big Ten between Michigan and Minnesota. Steam came in on the under here in this one. Michigan road favorite of the Big Ten. I don't know. Usually an over here, but steam came in on the under right now, a little while ago anyway, with Michigan and Minnesota. Also, who was talking Bill and Mary in the chat? William and Mary took the steam here as a favorite on the road. They were 2.5. Let's call it 3.5. It looks like right now. William and Mary took the steam on the road against Hampton tonight. Also, UTEP took steam in their matchup here tonight. UTEP was a 9.5 point dog, but they took some steam here for sure in their matchup this evening. UTEP took the steam here just a short time ago in their matchup against Liberty. I do believe this is one that I have scheduled to preview. So it was 9.5. Looks like we're dealing with 8.5 here or so right now with UTEP. And Liberty, even 8. I'm showing 7.5 already at Bovada. Wow, big move here on UTEP this morning. Taking that steam. 2-point move here, it looks like right now. Also, Lindenwood took some steam in their matchup here against Southern Indiana. It was in that one. Southern Indiana was a 1.5 point favorite. I've got Lindenwood as a 1 point favorite now here at a few books. Anyway, Lindenwood took the steam in their matchup against Southern Indiana. That might be an okay play here today. We'll see. Don't hold me to that. Just know that I think they have pretty good run of it on the road. Okay, is that it? Let's get back to the hockey here. Oh no, I got one more. I'm sorry, gang. Right above it, Eastern Illinois took the steam against Tennessee Martin. It was 6.5 in the matchup with Tennessee Martin, but it's down to 5.5 here right now for sure, with Eastern Illinois taking the steam against UTM. Here tonight. All right, let's get back to the NHL right now. We got a bunch of games still to go. Probably won't be the last time we interrupt the coverage. How about the Washington Capitals and the Ottawa Senators? This feels like a pretty good game here tonight with the Capitals. One of the best, if not one of the best two teams for sure on the road as far as profitability this season is concerned. Washington's won 2 straight coming into this one, including a road win at Nashville 4-1. They knocked off the Ducks 3-0. Washington is 6-1-3 against 6-1-3 in their last 10 games. They're 14-6 on the road, 14-7 as an underdog. They are favored here right now at minus $1.15 or so. In fact, I'm showing several books have now moved to the favorite. DraftKings is still hanging on with Washington as the favorite. Did see right now Elvis is confirmed as the goalie for Columbus. Just throw that in there. But let me shift the odds here for sure in this one. I think the Senators are probably the slight favorite. They might not be $1.15 at all the books, but at the square books, certainly they are going to be here right now. And the total is at 5.5, maybe slightly juiced to the over here, but there's no doubt. Feels like the Senators have moved to the favor. The Senators, they feel like the move here in this one, despite the fact that Washington has been so strong on the road, no doubt about it. These two teams have not met yet this season. Ottawa's won 3 straight here right now with wins over Pittsburgh, Dallas, and the Islanders. 2 of those games coming at on the road. Meanwhile, at home, they are 11-7 straight up overall. And I don't know, it just feels like the Senators, as strong as Washington is, the Senators are definitely taking some sharp action, it feels like here. All right, let's see what you guys are in this one. Wine Time, hello, nice to see you there. And Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Capitals here. Cash Game likes the Capitals. Jake's on the Senators. Ziggy likes the over here. Textiles is here today. Jermaine's on Ottawa. Feels like a split. If I'm breaking the tie, give me the Ottawa Senators here to get the win over Washington. I love Washington. They've been so good to us, but I'm going to have to trust this move here a little bit in this one. Ottawa's playing pretty well. It feels like the Sharps have been on them quite a bit, and then they're winning. That's a pretty good sign. All right. Oh, maybe a couple more here. Let's see. You got Robert on Ottawa as well, but Cash King's on the Caps. So it's a pretty much split down the middle. Let's move on and go to this one between the Devils and the Maple Leafs. The Devils and the Blue Jays. Boy, Ramon was having a good night there. Pitchers and catchers report in about 25 days. Does that make everyone feel better? Let's have some comments real quick. I know we're doing the hockey. Is everyone excited to get the pitchers and catchers reporting in 25 days? Are we ready for some baseball just yet? I see it's warming up a little bit at some of those places. So, all right, here we go. Devils and Maple Leafs. Let me know. We're ready for some baseball. Certainly have some hot stove still going on, right? A little bit, or at least some movement. All right, Devils here. Good game tonight. 26-15-5. Toronto 27-16-2. Coming into this one, look, you got to think this one. Show the total there. 5.5 over at minus 115. Right now, I'm showing it New Jersey, $1.25, $1.30, $1.35. They're definitely moving up. Devils are taking the action, it feels like, here this morning. I think $1.30 is probably the consensus price here right now. So Devils are maybe taking the move here in this one, but still feels like a pretty tough matchup. You got two teams playing certainly pretty well. Toronto's won the last meeting back in December on the 10th, 2-1. At New Jersey and an obvious under. And that's what I think. Look, New Jersey is a big time under, right? They're 14-28 to the under overall, 2-8 to the under in their last 10, 6-15 to the under on the road, and 12-26 to the under as a favorite. Meanwhile, Toronto, even though they're just 19-23 to the under overall, they're 8-17 to the under at home, meaning they're 11-6 to the over at home. So usually when they're at home, that's when it goes under when the two teams meet. So let's hear from you in the chat if you're ready to go here. I'm showing tonight that it should be Markstrom. Oh, where's my graphic? Sorry, you guys. I switched to the Maple Leafs. I didn't show it to you. So I'm showing possibly Markstrom and Woll here in this one. And you got both guys pretty solid here, especially Markstrom. Markstrom probably the best in the league right now. Maybe that's why the New Jersey continues to move as a favorite here at this point. Just trying to speculate here, but I'll take the under here. I think we got a great goaltending matchup. It obviously was a low-scoring game last time, so I'll try the under here with this matchup tonight. I don't think Woll's a terrible option here. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Looks like a lot of comments maybe on this game, or maybe you're commenting on baseball. It looks like here. All right, let's go with Billy Owens. He's got the game. Yeah, he's already ready for his bet. He's ready, tied after 2. All right, Tex says 2 months. Tex, that's when the regular season starts nowadays. I've got pitchers and catchers here in 25 days for a few of the teams for sure. Texas, let's see. Cash Kane likes the Maple Leafs here, and these guys are ready. I got you guys fired up. I know you just want the weather to warm up. That was a mean trick. That was a mean thing maybe for me to ask. Illegal Flyer says first period full game draw. Ziggy's on the over here in this one. Yeah, it's a low game and it's a good game, but man, these guys are unders, aren't they? I will say Toronto is 6-6 as an under 6-6 with their totals as an underdog, but everything else is pretty much just an under. It seems like with these two teams. Look at this, Zoe Fay here today. Zoe Fay, all right, one road teams won the last 10 between these two. Oh my gosh, wow. That's crazy. I don't mind, some may blow off a trend like that. I don't necessarily mind a trend like that. That is wild. Okay, here. Maple Leafs for our Tomps. And let's see here. Textiles on New Jersey. I want to say good morning. Hello to Nutflush Allen here today. All right. I think that's it. I'm going to take the under in this one with New Jersey and Toronto. All right. The Ducks are on the road taking on the Lightning here. I'm showing Luke Dostal going up against Vasilevsky here in this one with the Lightning, a big favorite here, minus $3, and the total here is 6 in this one. So, yeah, Anaheim here, a big underdog, but man, they're still 18, 21, and 5 on the road. They cover a lot of puck lines here, no doubt about it, but they have been losing a few games again here of late. They just got shut out by Washington. They did beat Carolina on the road. This is their 5th game on the road trip. They started with blowout losses against St. Louis and Philadelphia. Anaheim 16-25 is a puck line underdog. Tampa Bay 13-6 is a puck line favorite at home. have actually done a pretty pretty good job here in that role. So these two teams definitely an under. Anaheim is about as under as they come of late. They're 1-9 to the under in their last 10 games overall. Right now, these Anaheim games are all going under. It feels like here right now. Maybe get your plays here in this one with Anaheim taking on the Lightning. Got some more steam rolling in here. Might be time to take a little break here and roll off some numbers. All right, I'll roll off some numbers though here in this one as Anaheim continues to cut, like I said, cover those puck lines. Man, what are they? 27-14 is a puck line dog. Earlier I was reading the straight up trends. I do apologize for that. Anaheim 27-14 as a puck line dog. That should make more sense perfectly. They've been pretty strong hanging in the games. 15-7 as a puck line underdog on the road. Tampa Bay 11-9 as a puck line favorite at home. Just to be clear, again, apologize for that. The teams did meet just about 11 days ago. Anaheim won at home 4-1 against the Lightning. So see what you guys have in this one with Anaheim taking on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has won 9 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams. Here we go with not much from you guys. Daddy Beats is in the chat. Hello to Daddy Beats. Ducks keep it close here for Philly Eagle Flyer. Lightning, though, for Ziggy here. And look, Cash Kane says, look, Tampa Bay, is this, look, I think we're getting the same Tampa Bay here for the most part this season. Our Tom's on the Lightning here. Again, big price, so I'm probably going to lean to some type of puck line one way or the other. Zoe Faye says they start so slow on the road, don't they? All right. I feel like the price is pretty high, and I'll try the Ducks on the road on the puck line here today in this one. They've been fine. They've been strong on the puck line here, so I'll try Anaheim again. I think I had them in both games. They got blown out actually, and maybe I got scared, and now all of a sudden they covered the game. Covered the puck line in that game. Well, they beat Carolina, as I said, and then did get blown out by Washington. So, all right, I'll just try the Ducks here. Next up is the Flyers taking on the Islanders here in this one. And look, the Islanders here are going to be favored $1.35 here. Maybe it's down to $1.25 at some spots, but the total is definitely 5.5, and it's moving lower. It feels like probably 5.5 over 15, maybe even 5.5 flat at some of the spots right now. But here we go with the Isles hosting the Flyers in this one. And let's take a look at some numbers here with these two teams. You have the Islanders have won 13 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams. They're also 12-3 in the last 15 meetings at home against Philadelphia. Philadelphia just 2-9 in their last 11 games as an underdog. And, maybe they've had a few struggles again here this month for the Flyers right now. But I don't know. The Sharks appear to be on them possibly here. The line at $1, like I said, $1.21 at circa. So the line, maybe it's moving towards the Flyers here. Both teams are just a little bit under 500 so far this season. The teams have not met yet this season. So Philadelphia is coming off a 3-2 loss to Columbus. Last time out, the Islanders got shut out by Ottawa 2-0 to snap their 3-game losing streak. Philadelphia is 9-21 as an underdog so far this season, but the Islanders are a bizarre 7-15 straight up as a favorite, and they're really bad on the puck line for sure. Here, I think just checking in on that tennis match, and they're in the 5th set here with Teen and Medvedev possibly heading to a tiebreaker here, going all the way. We're going the distance. Late night here tonight in Melbourne. All right. Let's see what you have here in this one with the Flyers taking on the Islanders here tonight. Islanders are giving away a quarter unit at home so far this season. It's not been a great role for them for sure. But like I said, they do dominate the Flyers. So maybe that will be their calling here today. Let's see what you got in the chat. It's going to be Philly Eagle Flyer. He's got the Flyers, of course. Ziggy's on the under here. Robert's on the Flyers. Cash King says they're going to give a division game. Take the Islanders here in this one. AOD here today. Thank you, AOD. Textile says Philly. Art Thompson's on the under, but Zoe's on the over, and Cash Kane's on the under here. And I'm going to take the New York Islanders here to beat the Flyers. Again, you get a little bit of a discount compared to some of those numbers. I'll lay it at $1.30 on the screen here. And Jermaine, he'll take the Flyers in this one. All right, let's back it off here a little bit and try to get a few of these Steam plays. We're halfway through pretty much the NHL cards, so just gonna keep tabs of these, keep up on the Steam here today with Merrimack. Took the Steam here in their matchup on Thursday. It was Merrimack. They were a 2-point underdog here in this one, but took the Steam here right now, and I'm currently showing that the line is Quinnipiac at -1.5 currently in the matchup against Merrimack. Quinnipiac here just a game over 500 right now, but Merrimack took the Steam. This one could be moving to 1 here right now with Merrimack and Quinnipiac. Also, Eastern Kentucky and Austin Peay. Here's some Steam to the under in the matchup between Eastern Kentucky and Austin Peay. We're down to 140.5 right now here at Bovada in this matchup with Eastern Kentucky and Austin Peay. The Steam came in here in that one on the under here with EKU and Austin Peay. I'll tell you what, what I know about that, that one seems a little bit off, but all right, let's just mark it down and move on here right now with some of the other matchups here. Taking the Steam right now. I'm not going to get too caught up in that right now, but thought I had a pretty good trend that kind of bucks that Steam anyway. Abilene Christian and Grand Canyon, ACU and GCU, Steam to the under here right now at 143.5 down to 142.5. ACU does go under quite a bit in conference play as an underdog, and well, maybe there have been a couple of unders anyway with these two teams so far this season. Steam to the under here in Abilene Christian and Grand Canyon. Also, it was Steam to the over, North Dakota and South Dakota State. I think we've seen some overs here with North Dakota for sure of late. And this one was, got Steam to the under. Okay, goes opposite. So Steam to the under with North Dakota and South Dakota State. North Dakota's been an over. I know they've had high scores here. It seems like for the last year and a half. So Steam, though, under for sure. Make no mistake. I'll just read it like it says. All right, let's go back to the NHL right now. Keep it rolling here. With our next matchup, and it's going to be the Kraken taking on the Winnipeg Jets here tonight. You got Joey Decord in goal, I'm expecting, against Connor Hellebuck here in this one. And I'm showing the current line right now with the Winnipeg Jets minus 220 or so, and the total 5.5. Shaded to the under, I believe, right now at 5.5. Under minus 115, even maybe minus 120. Pretty significant move here. It feels like to the under. It doesn't look like it when you're just talking about the same 5.5, but certainly was 5.5 over 15 or 5.5 over 20. And now we're down to 5.5 under on. I don't show it as steam necessarily, but it does feel like there's a pretty significant move here on the under with the cord and Hellebuck going here in this one. With these two, you've got Seattle here. They've had some overs here of late. Let me take a look here right now. I'm going to look at the side here a little bit with this big number, but Winnipeg's won 2 straight games here right now over Vancouver and Colorado covering the puck line in both those games. Seattle, meanwhile, has won 2 of their last 3 games, all in pretty high-scoring fashion. All of them did go over, I will mention that here. So let's see what you guys have in this one. If the game between the Kraken and the Jets. All right. Winnipeg here, let's see. Winnipeg has gone 4-1 in their last 5 at home against Seattle. Those 4 matchups went over the total. I don't know if it's going that way. Now, Seattle is 14-8 to the over on the road, but they're just 2-7-1 in their last 10 games overall. I got to take the under. I trust the move here in this one. I'm going under with Seattle and Winnipeg. I missed the boat, it feels like, here. I was considering playing this as a premium, so let's see what you got in this one. It's Cash Kane says Jets on the puck line. Irish King says high-scoring game, Jets to blow them out. And Zoe Faye likes Jets game to go over in the first period. Philly Jets in regulation here for Jermaine. All right, I think that does it for this one. Gonna keep it moving here right now with the Flames taking on the Blues. Wait a minute, the Flames are taking on the Blues here tonight? Hold it a moment. All right, well, we'll just cover it like it was. I guess we could run back what we did the other night when we had the St. Louis Blues on the winner. We had them at home here in this one, but they took a night off, and they're right back at it again here with the Blues. They dominate this series. They're minus 1,445 apparently on the sorry graphics man here, but we'll just call it, see if it is $1.45. Here, yeah, maybe it actually feels like it's down to $1.40 or less right now. A little bit of move for sure here in this one. The total is about 5.5 flat though, right now with these two. Getting a little bit of goalie information here, I think, right now, and I'm showing that Bob will be in goal for Florida today, as expected. All right. Here in this one, though, we're talking about the Flames and the Blues. Can the Flames finally win one here? They're costing you 1/4 of a unit on the road right now this season. Meanwhile, the Blues, hey, they're absolutely terrific, aren't they? Here in this matchup, the way they're rolling these guys. The Blues also come in having won 2 out of their last 3 games, including that win over Calgary, but they lost to Columbus before that, and they beat Anaheim before that. Calgary's 9-17 on the road as an underdog so far this season, so that's where they've kind of struggled a little bit right now. And again, this has been an overwhelming series. Did I quote the actual numbers here. 13-2 for St. Louis in the last 15 matchups between these two teams. And we had something on the total here in this one. Not necessarily too severe, it feels like, but I don't know. I kind of want to go under when these two teams are playing. St. Louis is 7-12 to the under at home this season. So let me take the under here as my pick between Calgary and St. Louis here today. But look, we won on St. Louis already. Probably going to try them again here tonight. And Donut Silks is here. Hello. Ziggy likes Kraken in that game against Winnipeg. Jermaine says they just played. I'm going under. Yeah, it was 2-1 in that game. I will say the previous 3 meetings were on the over, and one of those meetings was just back in December. But St. Louis won in Calgary 4-3. Cash Kane says Blues and under. Ziggy says give me the Blues. Also, Irish King says I'll try Calgary. Philly Flyers on the Blues, and Zoe's on the Blues. It is a lot of Blues action still, even though there is. Cash Cane says, you know what? Too many Blues, I think, out there. Give him the Flames now. And Cash Cane says, Flames have the revenge factor. Yeah, they've had the revenge factor for like 9 straight games against these guys. All right. Philly Eagle Flyer going to sprinkle that draw. Thanks, you guys. Good picks. Going to keep rolling, though, right now. We got the Blackhawks taking on the Preds tonight in Nashville. And both teams come in with 14 wins this season, although Nashville's 14-22-7. Chicago 14-28-2. The Blackhawks have lost 3 straight coming into this one. Meanwhile, the Predators come in having defeated VGK 5-3 last time out as a home underdog to get it done, snapping a 2-game losing streak. Of course, Nashville's dominated Chicago. They've won 10 of the last 11 meetings overall and 11 out of the last 13 meetings here at home. So Chicago struggling, winning just one of their last 12 games overall on the road right now to fall 5-15 on the road. So it's been a disaster here, it feels like, for Chicago. When they lose right now, it doesn't feel like they're getting the puck line, although they did get the puck line against Edmonton last time out. Meanwhile, for Nashville, when they win, they seem to get the puck line. They beat Vancouver 3-0 back on January the 13th. Last time they laid the puck line on the road, but they did fail against Washington. They were a loser in that one. So it just feels tough. Nashville's not great right now. Again, not really winning a lot of games, but still 230, man. All right. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Chicago's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games on the road and 4 of their last 5 overall, but both teams are definitely trending under this season. Right now, the total 6 over 20. Got some more goalies, I think, coming in here right now as well. Let's see what we got. We've got Muralainen is in there for Ottawa. That's a confirmation. Muralainen in there for Ottawa. Also, Joseph Woll. Woll will start for the Leafs here, just announced. And the Islanders will have Sorokin in there. So some goalies just coming across here in the last few minutes in this one. So, all right, see what you guys have here with the Blackhawks. And I probably shouldn't spend too much time on this game here, fooling around, but see what you guys have, if anything, here. And we're ready to go. Sir Mackey says, how about NJIT first half? We're getting close to game time, just 15 minutes away here. I gave out the over as my play in that game. I don't think I've done anything yet with the side, but maybe I could look at it real quick and see. I just make a play here on the show with Maine and NJIT here. In fact, somebody said they liked Maine in the chat, right? So I think I like Maine as well. I'm going to punch in a bet here on Maine really quick, so I don't forget. I'm on Maine in the over. I'm going a two-teamer here. I'm going to do it up. I'm going to tease it. I'm going to parlay it. I'm going to go, kind of small here for this matchup for sure. Like I said, NJIT. What are they? 3-14 or something like that. So I'll lay 10 points or whatever it is here with Maine right now. Let me punch it up here. See what we got. Yeah, you got to lay 10 for sure, but I'll go ahead and do it. I'm going Maine in the over in that early basketball game. All right, here we go here with the hockey action right now. Nashville first period here for Irish Kings. Ziggy likes the under in this one. Why not? Zoe Faye's on the Blackhawks here. Got some anytime goal action here. And a little BTTS maybe. Ziggy, thank you. See you later. And Jermaine says, you got to take Maine because you can't say Jermaine without the word Maine. You know what I'm saying, Maine? All right, I guess I got to make the call here with the Blackhawks and the Predators. Guess I'm going to end up on the total here. I'm not going to mess with this puck line at this time. And we will take the under in this one with, man, I'm going the 3 straight. I got 4 unders. Oh, if I've got 5 unders on this call, Joe's not going to like that on this card. 5 unders on this card so far on like half the games I've gone under, and this one might not be any different. Let's see what you got here when the Canadians take on the Stars with Montembeault and Ottinger here tonight. It's the hot Canadians here coming in 21-18-4. Ottawa, and of course, Stars 28-14-1. Both teams are hot here coming in. Montreal beat Utah 5-3 last time out after they had their winning streak snapped. Dallas, meanwhile, a win at Toronto couple nights ago, and now they return home here in this one. They return home as a big favorite in this one, but man, come on, against Montreal, red hot Montreal, even on this road trip right now. Actually, I say road trip, but they've gone that weird. They went at Colorado, home to Vancouver, at Washington, home to Dallas, at Utah, and now at Dallas here, but they're still playing well, and they're getting almost a third of a unit per game here right now. Now, Dallas is a slightly profitable team at home so far this season. So, man, Montreal, they're playing so well. Maybe they'll be here in this one for sure. Dallas, though, has dominated this series big time. Here, let's see what it currently stands at. Dallas has won 8 of the last 11 meetings, of course, between these two teams. I mean, come on, after all, they're so much better than them. Dallas has gone under in 15 of their last 21 games overall right now. So see what you can do here. I got to take the Montreal Canadiens on the puck line here in this one at the pick'em. See if the Habs can keep it up here the way they're going right now. They're actually minus $1.30 on that puck line. So I'll just take them on the show on the puck line. Give me the Habs on the road puck line here for me. And go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. Not much. Jermaine on the Stars here in regulation. Stars should get the puck line. You guys aren't showing any faith in my Canadians right now. Playing as well as they have, it feels like, in years. Okay, we got to keep this going right now. We'll get to we're almost done with the hockey. We'll go through the basketball. We're making great time here today. Thank you for joining me. Got about 100 of you in here right now. So Let's see. Oh, 87. There we go. I was got a little greedy there. The Rangers are on the road taking on Utah with Shesterkin here in this one, taking on Vejmilka. Got Igor going to be a favorite here, about $1.15, $1.20, total 6 flat. It feels like the total is moving lower. I'm showing some 5.5s out there. 5.5s pretty much heavily juiced, however, but still does feel like the move is a little bit on the under here in this one. And I think you have two teams that kind of go under for the most part this season. Utah's lost 2 straight games coming in. They're 500 at 18, 18, and 7. The Rangers are at 500 at 20, 20, and 3. Rangers are off a 3-2 loss at Colorado last time out. This is the third game on their road trip so far. Utah's continuing to have some struggles. They are 8-16 as an underdog, 2-7-1 in their last 10 games overall. So let's see what you can do here with this one with the Rangers on the road against Utah Hockey Club. All right. Let's see here. Rangers have won 7 of the last 8 meetings on the road against probably against Arizona. They've not played at Utah here yet, of course. This is the first meeting of the season between these two teams, and the Rangers have had for the most part, the upper hand in this series in the past. They've dominated the Arizona Coyotes. Go ahead, chat. This one still, near pick 'em here. So these are the ones you like to try to get involved with. And we're looking at it here with chat. Here we go. Rangers have been getting a little bit better here of late, says Kane. They're kind of fighting back here. Wins over New Jersey and VGK before that loss to Colorado. So they have played better here. And yeah, Utah's had some woes here all of a sudden. I say all of a sudden, but they've been playing kind of out of their mind for the most part, right? We didn't see this totally coming, but it's been good vibes. Phil Eagle Flyer likes the Rangers here. Art Toms likes the Rangers. And Tex likes the Rangers here. Vejmilka, Irish King says Vejmilka, watching that puck go through his legs time and time again. Just like he did when he was, I guess he was the goalie in Arizona as well, but he is confirmed in goal tonight. So Utah's lost 4 of their last 5. Vejmilka allowed 5 goals on 26 shots in that game to Montreal. And hello to Alvin in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Alvin. And Zoe says the trend is under coming off the overtime game. Who went over? The Rangers. The Rangers were overtime, right? Yeah, that Colorado game went overtime. We were on the under in that game. I remember that for sure. So interesting. Okay, Jermaine on Igor, but Cash Cane likes the over here. Now I'm gonna try the Rangers here in this one over Hockey Club. All right, 2 more to go, and we got a good one here for sure. Avalanche 28-13 or 27-17-1. Oilers 28-13-1. Great game here between these two, and we'll see what you have tonight in this one with I'm showing Skinner going up against Blackwood here in this one. You got Skinner 17-9 with a 2.68 goals against average here for Blackwood. He's 15-11 now, 2.49 goals against and a 92% save percentage. I think it's working out pretty good so far for Colorado. Edmonton's won 3 straight games coming in, wins over Minnesota on the road, LA at home, and they beat the Blackhawks on the road. Edmonton 7-2-1 straight up in their last 10 games, but so is Colorado here right now. These two teams met back on November the 30th. It was 4-1. Edmonton got the win here in Colorado. Let's see what you guys have in this one between the Oilers and the Avalanche. I think I know which direction I'm headed here. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. And we do have the big upset here as Medvedev has lost here to Learner Tien. Medvedev was a 650 favorite. He was doing Medvedev things out there. He was throwing his racket. He's still talking to the ref like it's the ref's problem here. Medvedev, what a joke. I mean, this guy, such a hothead. Look, I'll bet him when I need to bet him. Maybe he was kind of cordial there, saying thank you to the crowd a little bit. But, I think we all can agree this guy's kind of a moron, right, with his past. I looked to fade him in a situation. In fact, hold on a minute here. I think I did take this cat. I did. I don't want to. I won't. I don't know how I could prove it other than I have it right here. I did take him plus 7 games, so he did cover 7 games here for sure. The final was 27-25. Learner Tien ended up winning this one, so it was just a bet. Nothing I sent out there on the service. So he's a hothead. Jermaine says he's a head case. So Faye says right, and that's why you can't do it here. This was, let's see, the 6th latest match ever in Australian Open history. Hard to believe any matches have gone longer than this. It's almost 3 a.m. apparently there in Melbourne right now, and a terrific victory for this young man over Medvedev here. Good riddance, Medvedev. All right, what do you guys have in this one between Edmonton and Colorado here tonight?
Final.
Go to the chat. Colorado's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. They're mostly an over team at home. Colorado 14-7-1, but that road trip they definitely had some unders there. 3-0 loss to Winnipeg, 6-1 win at Minnesota, but a 3-1 loss at Chicago, a 3-1 win at Florida as part of this little under run here a little bit. And the total, of course, right now at 6.5. I've even showing some 6 over 20s here at this point. So I don't see many. Oh, R. Tomps with the abs. Thank you. Cash Kane says, got the rest. You got the home advantage. You got the revancha here for that 4-1 game. This one, let's see here. I think this is supposed to be Blackwood. Lighten it up. Billy Eagle Flyer on the abs here. And maybe Cash Kane. Oh, I think that might have been that last game there. Okay. All right. I'm going to go under here with Edmonton and Colorado here tonight. All right. One more here. And the hockey will be over. Jake Dye was on the abs. One more here. It's the Kings. All right, Kings on the road. Man, the Kings are hey, don't even try to get in these guys' way here right now. Now, they have lost 2 straight, but Vancouver hasn't been going too good of late. We know the Kings have had success in this series, but Vancouver won the matchup back in November here, 4-2. But still, you got LA, $1.20 favorite here, maybe $1.15 right now, 5.5 under at -130, -135, -140 here. This one is expected to be a low-scoring game. It feels like a playoff total right now. It could be 5. I'm sure the square books maybe at 5.5 over 35 or 5 over 35 here. It feels like right now in this one, you got 2 teams maybe going under in these situations. Yeah, Vancouver's a little bit to the over here at home, 13-7-1, but they are 7-12 to the under as an underdog, and the Kings are 14-1 to the under as a favorite. They're also 6-15-3 to the under on the road. So Kings here favored in this one. What do you guys have when the Kings take on the Canucks here tonight? I'm going under. I don't know if I can lay that much juice with a premium here. I'm just going to take the under with the Kings and the Canucks here tonight. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams in Vancouver have gone under. 10 of the last 13 meetings between the two teams overall have gone under. Kings have gone under in 5 straight games, and Kings have gone under in 5 straight games on the road. So he says, squeeze that under. That's the way it's going here right now. Peter has another comment. He says, he was at the Bruins Edmonton shutout in Boston. Edmonton had that good defense. The Bruins are having a down year. And, hey, we've always waited, right, a little bit for Edmonton to really show that defense. And maybe that's why they are the favorites right now. Good luck, Johnny. Thank you. Have a great day. And Fernando, you're right, Fernando. I should be ashamed of myself. I've got 7 unders here on this card today. What a Ramon-like thing to do. All right. Fernando's going to take 7.5 under minus 475 or something like that, I think. Tremaine says he's going under. I'm sure there'll be a few of those will go over, but hey, if we can go, I don't think 4-3 is going to cut it with some of this juice. I think we'll need 5-2 to show a profit here. 4-3 may get us to even, but all right, that's it for hockey, you guys. Appreciate it. We got a little more steam. We're going to roll out a bunch of college basketball games. We might go over it kind of fast here. Hey, we're underway here. Let's get it going with our basketball. This better be on ESPN Plus, otherwise I'll have to call it up on the computer here. Yeah, it is. What was that game? Did anybody ever get that game the other day? Remember where the game started and ESPN Plus didn't have the broadcast. It was like, remember there was like a time change or a date change or something, and the game never went off on TV, I don't think. All right, what I've selected here in college basketball today, I think are, like I said, here's the game just underway. So we did take the Maine Black Bears and the over in the game against NJIT. NJIT to quit. All right. And other than that, all the games here, I picked, I think, the best games today, but also maybe the best game from each conference today, if I could. I think one conference I couldn't figure out which was the best game, and it wasn't that good. But this one, just tipping off, Maine has gone, their last 7 games against conference opponents have been well over this total. Here, they're usually score over 136. Now, there is something to be said for NJIT and their unders here so far, it feels like, but I ended up on the over here. Let's cover this steam here right now before we get into the rest of the games. But since it hasn't tipped off, I was just going over a few trends here. Maine is 7-1 to the over as a favorite. NJIT is 1-4 to the under at home. I think we already said those, actually. So, okay. Just moments ago, the San Jose Sharks, you guys, took the steam in that matchup tonight with the Columbus Blue Jackets. They were plus 160 here, but wow, the Sharks are taking the steam here right now, and they could be plus 140 or so by the time. It's a big discount for the Columbus Blue Jackets if you're into that sort of thing. Some more college basketball steam that came in here while we were wrapping up the NHL. Oh, I'm sorry, one NBA steam move. The Sacramento Kings took the steam in their matchup. They were 3.5, not 6.5, right? They're up to 4.5 even maybe here. Sacramento taking that steam against Houston here tonight. Wow. just seconds ago. Steam coming in here right now. It's Niagara and Fairfield with Steam to the over. It was 135. It's up to 136 here right now with Niagara and Fairfield. Also, Louisiana Tech in their matchup with Jacksonville State. We're seeing Steam to the under here in this one with La Tech and Jayville State in this one. It was 141.5. We're down to 140 here right now with Louisiana Tech and Jacksonville State. We said already, right? Steam came in on Louisiana Tech. Now the Steam has come in on the under. Just seconds ago, here's a move to the over with Hofstra and Towson. Towson does, or these two teams have had some unders for sure this season. Towson, though, has a kind of a long-term over trend as a home favorite in conference, and we're seeing the move here to the over right now. It was 123. It's now up to 124 here with Hofstra and Towson. Also, that's it. Let's get to the action here in college basketball today. Appreciate everybody here hanging on for me. And Jerry said he's going opposite me here today. And there's Zoe gonna looks like tease it a little bit there. Let's go for that early action. Yeah, come on. This game's on. We're gonna be here for a few more minutes anyway. Might as well hang out and see what the score is. I think we'll be off the air before halftime, but we'll see. Let's go through all the matchups here that I've selected. I said 15 games or so let's start here with Memphis taking on Temple. Here in this one, you got Memphis, road favorite, -9, and the total here is at 156. Right now, it's down to 8 at a lot of spots here. Memphis -8, and the total 155.5 here possibly right now, maybe 156. So it feels like it's trickling up here a little bit on some widely reported steam, as we said. I actually said 156 when we were talking about it, and even though I put 155.5, I think it's 156.5 at most of the shops. So let's bump it up here, bump it up, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. All right, get into some of the moves here and the trends with this one with Memphis on the road, taking on Temple here in this one. Memphis obviously having a pretty good run of it right now, 13-3. They're ranked 18th in the country. They've won 4 straight. Temple's won 3 of their last 4 games right now. But I don't know, is this something that may be a little bit of a sleep through game a little bit here for Memphis going up against Temple? Now they have been dominating Temple, winning pretty much every matchups here, but Memphis did get the cover here last time the teams met at Temple last year. The final score in that one was 84-77 there in that one. So look, the widely reported steam came in on the over. We definitely know Temple has been going over big time. They're 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games. They're also 6-2 to the over as an underdog so far this season. However, Memphis is just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Still 6-2 against the spread on the road are the Tigers coming into this one. So decent game here for sure, even though it's a 10-point spread. I don't know. I might have to give Temple a chance. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Here's Cash Kane going to take the Owls. Flanae Jones is on the Owls. And Jermaine says, I'm going to do it with my all-Philly team here with taking Temple and the Flyers tonight. Super True says he got a big time over here in this one. He likes that steam pretty much in this one. Let's see here. Robert says, give me the over here in this one. Temple's last 15 games against non-ranked opponents have all been under 146 points or 148 points. So that's a pretty consistent number there for sure. James Parham likes the over. Robert's leaning Temple here. All right. Give me Temple in this one. I'll take Temple with you guys. It feels like almost a consensus play here. If Thomas is still awake, I don't know. I got Cash Kane on the Owls, Flanae on the Owls, Jermaine on the Owls, James on the Owls, and Robert lean to the Owls. And I'll take the Owls. I'm actually kind of riding with you guys a little bit in this one. I don't know. You guys kind of like the over, and I get it. The steam came in on the over. Temple's a big time over, but like I said, Temple's last 15 games have all been under 148 points. So they've been going over, but they've been going over, maybe a more reasonable number than this. Maybe this number just feels a little bit high.
System play.
Temple went over in their last game, but it was 141. They went over 146 in the game against ECU, 159 points. The game against Wichita, 176 points. Buffalo game, 161. So these Temple games are starting to, they're going over here for sure. But Memphis has gone under in 3 straight. They're supposed to be the better team, right? So, all right. Super True says Memphis is going to push it over. And Thomas agrees here with consensus play number 3 there on Temple. Maybe I should have pivoted to the total. Okay. You're stuck with this job now, Mr. Lewis. All right. Just moments ago, I think some steam. Oh, no, it wasn't. Let me make sure. Okay. No, but we did have some steam here between Monmouth and North Carolina. A&T got steam to the over on this one. The steam already came in on North Carolina A&T, but the steam came in on the over just a moment ago. Monmouth and A&T over 151.5. All right, here we go right now. Appalachian State taking on Old Dominion here in this one. I just certainly took a look at this matchup. So we've got a pretty good conference matchup here between App State on the road in this one against Old Dominion in Sunbelt play. You look at the standings here right now. I think that's, for me, this is kind of what I was looking at, trying to find the best matchup. So you got Appalachian State currently 3-2 in conference. Old Dominion currently 4-1 in conference, just a half a game back of first place South Alabama coming into this one. So I thought it was a pretty good matchup. You got Appalachian State's up to a 4.5-point favorite in this one, and the total is about 134.5 here right now, with Appalachian State favored here on the road. Both teams riding 3-game winning streaks coming in. App State covered all 3 of those games against JMU at home, Coastal at home, Texas State at home. They were home for 4 straight to start the new year, but they head out on the road right now where they're just 2-3 straight up overall. Old Dominion is 8-2 against the number in their last 10 games overall. Both teams are pretty steady to the under so far this season. You got Old Dominion 5-9-1 to the under. App State 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10 games. I'm going to go under in this one with App State and Old Dominion. And we'll see what you guys have here maybe in this one with Super True. Nope, let's see. Robert here is going to take App State. And Jerry says, hey, if you like the over in this one. Oh, no, I think he must be talking about the main NJIT game, right? Because it's 4-3 so far. So much for that over, huh? All right. Anyways, I'll take the over in the game. I'm sorry, the under in the game between App State and Old Dominion. App State has gone under in 4 of their last 6 games overall. So let's keep it moving here right now. Got a bunch of games. We already talked about the steam that came in on the under in the game between Michigan and Minnesota. Minnesota continues to be one of the worst spread teams in the country right now, bar none. They're not too great either right now. I know they're 8-9, but they've lost 4 straight here, and Michigan's on a roll, winning and covering. Nothing is stopping the Wolverines at this point. They covered 14 against Washington. They covered 2, or they were a 2-point dog against UCLA in that road win. They covered 5.5 at SC. They covered 21 against Western Kentucky. They covered 20 against Fort Wayne. Michigan is 11-5 against the spread this season. Minnesota, they're 2-9-1 against the spread at home so far this season, 2-5-1 against the spread as an underdog. Does it continue here? I got to think it does. I'm going to take Michigan to roll here against Minnesota right now. I just can't get out of the way of those spread trends, it feels like, in this game. Yeah, it's double digits, but Michigan's covering every number in sight currently at this point, and they're going up against one of the worst spread teams in the country. Minnesota has gone over in 6 of their last 7 games overall to kind of buck that trend a little bit. And it should be noted that I think Michigan also is kind of an over team in this, kind of particular role. So even though the steam has kind of come in on the over here, I'm maybe trying to find a way to get on this one on the total to the over here. But all right, let's see if you guys have a pick here in this one. Go to the no, it doesn't look like too many, but Robert is going under here in this one. And Jerry says too many points here. This might be a game where they walk through it. Jermaine's going to the game. No, he's not going to the game. He's going Michigan. That's what he means. Super True says Minnesota can hang in there in the first half, but then they'll be out of gas here in the second half. So maybe you could play it that way here with Michigan such a big favorite. Okay, let's keep it moving here right now. I do know Michigan, you look at their last 1, 2, in their last 8 games, they've all those games have been over 144 points for sure. Now I know Minnesota doesn't, play, they don't score a lot, but maybe that's why the steam came under. But still, I'll take Michigan. All right. Elon taking on Drexel. Elon, not a member of the upcoming oligarchy here in the United States. Elon College here on the road. We got President Biden last night. I guess we're heading for our own oligarchy here, kind of emulating Russia more and more. I better leave it alone and just talk basketball. All right, you got Drexel here at home, favored in this one by 1.5. The total is up to 134 here in this one, even though maybe we've seen some unders here a little bit with these two teams so far this season. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here, but I just picked another one out here with Elon and Drexel because I thought this was a decent matchup given the conference standings right now for these two teams. You've got in the Colonial here right now, Elon 3-1 in conference play, 12-5 overall. Meanwhile, Drexel is 2-2, 2-7 overall. Of course, William and Mary, one of your guys' favorites, leading the way at 4-0. So Elon just a game back. They've won 4 of their last 5 games overall. Of course, they lost the game to William and Mary, and they're pretty much beating everybody else so far. They were 2.5-point underdogs in that game and lost by 13 points. Drexel lost to Towson last time out, 93-82 in that one, but Drexel's been solid against the number 2, both teams, 22-7. 22-9 combined spread record between these two teams, although Elon 6-3 against the spread on the road, 4-2 against the spread as an underdog. Drexel just 3-3 against the spread at home. They're actually 8-2 against the spread on the road. So maybe that favors Elon a little bit in this one. Let's see what you guys want to do here with Elon on the road against Drexel. With Robert's on Elon here. And so we face ready for some oligarchy. Drexel for Jermaine. So not much maybe here from you guys. Drexel has some, over tendencies in these games at home for sure. Of late, they usually are playing. Let's see what we got so far. That last one was 175 in the game against Towson. They did go to 139 as a big dog against Penn State here. So. And Elon so far 5-10 to the under overall. Also, Elon 3-6 to the under on the road. Drexel 3-6 to the under as a favorite. But to be fair, Elon 4-2 to the over as an underdog, and Drexel 4-2 to the over at home. All right, I better make the call here in this one between Elon and Drexel. I'm going to take the over here in this one at 134. Call it 134. It says 133 on screen. I think it's 134 at most books here right now. Let me make sure of that. I'm showing 134, but there's some books moving a little bit lower here, so I guess I could wait. All right. Jerry says he might be on Elon here. Next up is Merrimack taking on Quinnipiac. We already mentioned this game a little bit, right? Because we had that, what was it? Was there some steam in this one? With Merrimack and Quinnipiac? Did I miss it? Did I forget about it? Let's see what we got here right now with the matchup between Merrimack and Quinnipiac. Merrimack comes in 8-8. Quinnipiac is currently at 9-8 overall. Merrimack's won 3 straight games coming into this one. Quinnipiac's won winners of 2 straight. They beat Iona 63-62. They didn't cover. They were a 1.5 point favorite. It landed pretty much right on the number. The steam came in on Merrimack, remember earlier, took it down from 2 to 1 here right now. Merrimack's been probably a little bit better of a cover. Actually, Quinnipiac 6-10 against the spread overall coming into this one. Quinnipiac, let's see here. 1.5, maybe back to 2 here right now on 134. So maybe the move hasn't been as significant. Quinnipiac 2-5 to the under as a favorite, but Merrimack 7-4 to the over as an underdog here in this matchup. See what you guys have in this one. Quinnipiac, some of these conference home games when they're favored. Let me see if we have it here. I think they trend more over, even though we're seeing Quinnipiac as a pretty solid under so far this season. I think long term they're more of an over in this role, but sometimes I'm going to trust the shorter roll, I think, in situations like this. Let's see if you guys have any cover, anything here in this one with Merrimack and Quinnipiac. Just to me, I just wanted to single this one out. I just thought, again, another feels like another good important conference matchup here right now. Probably the lowest rated of the good matchups that I decided to look at here right now. But current standings in the MAAC show, it is right now Merrimack at 5-0. 8-8 overall, but again, winning in conference play. Quinnipiac just a half a game back at 5-1. So this is a pretty huge matchup. And of course, you got Adam Clark of Merrimack, the talented sophomore, going up against Amari Monroe of Quinnipiac. So be interesting to see these two teams facing off here. And we'll see if you guys like this one. I hope I picked up some good ones here for you, Jermaine. Look, this is a big game right now in this conference for sure. So I'm going with the over in this one with Quinnipiac and Merrimack. Give me the over. 134. It's up to 135.5 here, I believe. I'm showing 134.5. There are a few books that are a little bit higher, but they're not in my jurisdiction. I try to give the worst line out, though. So grade me at 135.5. See what you guys end up with. All right, here we go. Jermaine had a couple of unders there with me. Jerry says Merrimack and under. Robert's on Merrimack here. Jerry said, no wonder Medvedev was so miserable out there. He knows he's such a loser, costing everybody a bunch of money. Like I said, I took 7 games with the other guy as I wanted to fade Medvedev. All right, I'm going to go tennis. Man, this is such a big college card. I hope I can get some tennis tonight. If I can't send out a package because there's too many college games, I just end up betting all the games, all the matches, of course. All right, Jerry says Merrimack pretty strong, pretty strong defensively. Yeah, some of the best for, I think Merrimack, certainly they play strong. Sir Mackey's still here. He's like the over here in this one. They're an excellent defensive rebounding team for sure. All right, next up, North Alabama taking on Jacksonville. Hope you're satisfied with some of these matchups. Look, this is another one. It feels like a pretty important game right now in the A-Sun. Current standings in the A-Sun show North Alabama at 3-1, Jacksonville at 3-1, Queens College is 4-0. We already mentioned Queens College, that steam on the over, but this feels like a little bit better matchup. Queens taking on Stetson. Stetson is 2-2 in conference, but they're 4-13 overall. So I thought this was the best matchup in the A-Sun here tonight with North Alabama on the road against Jacksonville. North Alabama is a 2-point favorite in this one, maybe 1.5 total here, about 142.5 right now. So just thought this would be a decent one to look at. North Alabama comes in with an 11-6 record. Jacksonville 9-7, but it's Jacksonville that's won 3 straight games right now. They beat Eastern Kentucky 82-75. They beat Bellarmine 74-59, and they beat Austin Peay 68-44. So Jacksonville here looking pretty decent of late. They are 6-0 against the spread on the road. North Alabama is 10-5 against the spread overall, 7-1 against the spread as a favorite, but they're 4-5 against the spread on the road. So they've done most of their damage at home, it feels like so far. So I'm going to take Jacksonville here in this one. I might be willing to get on that steam for a little bit of premium, but we'll see. Jacksonville is 1-5 to the under so far this season, but the steam came in on the over, and I think in general North Alabama does have some numbers that kind of point to some higher scoring games in this role. But let me just take Jacksonville here in this one with the matchup against North Alabama. Let's see if you guys got anything in this one. I just know that North Alabama in their last 11 games against conference opposition, all of those games, 11 straight games have all been over 142 points in conference play for North Alabama. So we know that, like I said, Jacksonville 1-5 at home, so I get that. But North Alabama, they're kind of known for it a little bit. And the last meeting here last year, though, only went for 130 points. All right. Thing here on this one, you got Dolphins could lose by 20 or they could win by 20. Sounds like Jerry's been watching some ESPN plus. Robert's on Jacksonville with me here, and Jermaine, he likes the over after he heard maybe what I had to say about this North Alabama team in conference play. But Jerry says it's probably right on. Got some steam coming in a couple of games here right now. We can probably pass along Utah Valley. I think this is in our preview, but let's mention it right now. Utah Valley in their game with UT Arlington. Steam to the under in this one for sure. We're seeing it down to 147 to 146 here right now with steam to the under, Utah Valley and UT Arlington. Steam here just came in before that with Binghamton against Vermont. Binghamton on the road here against Vermont. We did see steam to the under. It was 128 down to 127 here. Binghamton and Vermont. Steam to the under. Also, Portland State and Northern Colorado took some steam to the over. It was 152.5, but it's up to 153.5 right now. Portland State, Northern Colorado. Maybe we've seen a couple overs so far from those teams for sure. And Northern Colorado kind of in a role where they kind of go over quite a bit, but steam did come in on the over here with the matchup between Portland State and Northern Colorado. All right. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. We got 69 of you in here right now. Steam coming in right now with Lindenwood and Southern Indiana getting steamed here to the over right now at 141 with Lindenwood on the road here going up against Southern Indiana. Steam to the over. It was 141. We're up to 141.5, maybe even 142 right now with Lindenwood against Southern Indiana. All right, it was. Let me correct it. It was as low as 139.5. It already had started moving, and now it's at 141.5. Could see that one going over. All right, let's see what else we got here. Looks like I'm running out of gas here a little bit with my focus and concentration. More matchups here right now. The aforementioned Utah Valley taking on Arlington. We just saw that steam coming on the look. I'm on the under. I think that's all I can do here now at this one getting hit at 146. I was already liking the under in the preview, so I think I'll just stay with the under. Maybe I should be using it as a premium, but look, this one feels pretty solid here at this point. Utah Valley's red hot. They're on a winning streak here currently. They beat Baptist. They beat Grand Canyon. They beat ACU. They beat Weber. They beat Idaho State. This is why they're in the preview here at this point, because this is kind of a big game here in this one in conference play here right now. Let's see what it is here. In those standings. Okay, Utah Valley is currently 3-0 in Western Athletic Conference play. UT Arlington, they are 0-3 here right now, but there probably was maybe a little bit better matchup. I think I actually did program in one of the matchups here, but I wanted to hit on this one a little bit with Utah Valley and Arlington because of Utah Valley's winning streak here right now. I just mentioned it because they are just 3-6 against the spread on the road, despite all this success here right now. So give me the under in this one with Utah Valley and UT Arlington in this one. Utah Valley's 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games overall. They are 5-3 to the over as a favorite, but let me make sure the line is even still -1 for Utah Valley. Yeah, 1.5 here. The total 146. Okay, and here is Thomas does not want to do the consensus job anymore because he hates the show gets long. I get it, Tom. Thomas, you're always welcome to, you don't have to stick around. You know that. I love when you're here. All right. Robert's going under here in this one. All right, next up. Maybe it's because these matchups. I picked all these games here to look at today with these conference battles. How about the Big Sky with Portland State here taking on Northern Colorado? Northern Colorado 4-0 right now. Portland State 2-1 in conference play. So pretty important game between these two. Portland State 10-6 coming in. Northern Colorado on a winning streak here. They are 12-5 and they are red hot. Usually they're favored by too many points, though. They're 2-4 against the spread at home, 2-4 against the spread as a favorite coming in. It's been all Northern Colorado until the meeting last year at home for Portland State. They won 82-72 to get that victory, but Northern Colorado favored by 9 here in this one. We already reported the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this matchup with Portland State and Northern Colorado. And that's where I'm headed here in this one. I'll take the over with these two teams right now. Northern Colorado's 8-1-1 to the over in their last 10 games. They're 6-0 to the over as a favorite. Portland State 6-1 to the over as an underdog. So even with this big number here, I'm still going to go over in this one. I feel like this is a series that's had some overs as well, and also Northern Colorado at home kind of in this role. They definitely have been a bit of an over here in Northern Colorado. These conference games at home have sometimes gotten as high as 155 or more points. So they had the game against Idaho State was 195. The game with Weber was 161. So give me the over in this one with Portland State and Northern Colorado. And I am going to be putting Thomas. We tried to get him to hit the big parlay the other night. Yeah, Robert. When I start drawing a salary, then I'll start handing out salaries. I was teasing Mike last night. All right, here's Robert on Portland State. I got one more of these going at it here. I'm still not done with Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Tech. Let's go to the OVC here tonight in this one with Southeast Missouri is 4-3 coming in, 9-9 overall. Tennessee Tech is 4-2, 9-8 overall. Moorhead leads the standings with a 5-1 record right now, but for Southeast Missouri State here, they are 9-6 against the spread overall. Tennessee Tech 1-3-1 against the spread as a favorite. For Southeast Missouri State here, they've definitely had some unders here in this role, it feels like, over the last season and a half or so. Southeast Missouri State, their last 7 games, or actually their last 7 games have all been under this number. Now, we know Tennessee Tech is a bit of an under team as well, so I got to go under here in this one. Look at some of these scores for Southeast Missouri State coming in here right now. Southeast Missouri, they've been going under this 145 here in several of their games in conference play. 144 against UALR. That was close. It went over, but it was under this number. Moorhead game was 123. Also, the game against Martin was 129. The game against Tennessee State was 132. So give me the under in this one with SEMO and Texas Tech. All right. Robert Cermecki wants to do all the games. There's only 60 games today, so Robert's on Texas Tech. We're doing about 14 or 15 of them. Got a few more here. UTEP taking on Liberty in this one. The steam came in on Liberty here in this one, taking it from 9. I think we're all the way down to 7.5 here, it feels like right now. Maybe 8. 8 and 134, we'll say, as the steam came in earlier on UTEP. UTEP comes in 12-4. Liberty is 14-3. So this is a pretty big matchup for sure right now. In conference play.
System play.
You have, let me see here. Let me get it right here with, get this. Let me get these standings up here real quick. I've lost my place. Not good when you're trying to end this show a little bit. All right, here we go. All right, current standings right now show New Mexico State at 3-0, and Liberty here comes in with a 2-2 record. UTEP comes in 2-1 right now. So these two teams just trailing New Mexico State and Middle Tennessee right now. UTEP is coming in off a loss. They were on a winning streak, but they lost to New Mexico State 85-57. Still UTEP 3-1 against the spread on the road. Liberty comes in off of a loss here as well. They lost to Louisiana Tech 79-74, but they had won and covered 2 straight before that coming in. Got some more steam that we got to knock out here in just a second, but we can take a look at this one with UTEP and Liberty. This one goes off at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific in this one, and we're going to make sure we got this one right. I'm going to end up here on the over in this one. Liberty has had some unders here for sure, but as a favorite, they are 7-3 to the over. As an underdog, they're 0-4 to the under. So UTEP is 3-1 as a road underdog so far, or 3-1 to the over as a dog on the road so far right now. So I'm going to take the over in this one with UTEP and Liberty. Give me an over finally in this one. And Robert went on under, but he is taking UTEP here. Oh, wow, Joe, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Let's go to that here real quick then. If Joe is telling us we're going to have some breaking news, it looks like, and it sounds like a real bummer. Thank you so much, Joe, for your information. Let's go to it right now, and let's go to that breaking news. All right, down in front, must be in the front row with one of the best, no doubt about it, Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Uecker passes away at the age of 90. Really, his career came after his playing career. Funny, he actually did have a kind of a lengthy career, but just heartbroken to hear this right now. We knew that Bob wasn't doing that great. He'd made some appearances, but had kind of gone away here a little bit of late. And we understand now that Bob Uecker has passed away at the age of 90. Kind of became a character of himself a little bit later in his career. And You can think of some old skits with Bob too. He appeared on Johnny Carson, of course. I mean, God, he was a teammate of Hank Aaron. This guy had an incredible career, and of course, he became, a Mr. Remember, he was on Mr. Belvedere. Remember that as well. I mean, really, his career came after his playing career with his witty commentary and, also a solid a baseball play-by-play man and analyst, handled duties not only for his Milwaukee Brewers club, but also on a national level. He did games, of course, in national broadcasting as well. So Bob Uecker hit 14 home runs in his career. He homered off Hall of Famers Gaylord Perry, Sandy Koufax, and Ferguson Jenkins in his career. And man, of course, appeared in movies, just hilarious, right? With that famous call there that Joe says just a bit outside as the ball goes sailing over the catcher. So Bob Uecker passes away here on Thursday. Thank you, Joe. All right, and got some comments coming in from you guys right now about Bob here. Mike Clark even had to stop in with this one and express his feelings. Thank you, Mike. Sounds like you're a listener out there and just had to come in and make a thank you for that comment. Joe loved him as an announcer. Tex says here. Even Peter here got to talk about it right now. And Joey Fay says got some of those lines here. Just a bit outside was one, but for me, I like the Miller Lite commercials, and I remember the famous one where he thought he was going to be sitting down front with his Miller Lite, and the usher came and said, "Hey, buddy, come with me." And Bob said, "Must be in the front row," and they took him to the highest seats up in the house. So, all right, let's just roll through these games now. It's a real bummer. Maybe we'll just draw out the plays here a little bit here moving forward with Rutgers and Nebraska here. Nebraska 9-point favorite here tonight. The total has gone up here to 147. The widely reported steam came in on the over here. Nebraska's a tough place to play. No doubt about it. And this Rutgers team has been so inconsistent. It feels like right on the road. Give me Nebraska here to roll Rutgers tonight. You're welcome to come in. Probably not going to have many more. Look, Joe, that was his radio guy there. Yep. Thank you, you guys. And yeah, what do we got? 26-23. We're not going to make it to the over there pretty much, huh? All right, a couple more here. I'm going to go quickly now, get this show over with. Maryland and Northwestern here. You got Maryland, a road favorite or so by one. The total here, 141.5 in this one. Maybe 1.5 here for Maryland right now. I'm going to end up here on the side. Look, Northwestern has lost 3 in a row coming in. Meanwhile, Maryland here has lost was it won 2 straight games here coming in to this one. But man, I think this is going to be a game to look at Northwestern here tonight. Maryland just 1-2 against the spread so far on the road. Northwestern actually won both meetings last season, including 72-69 at home. They were favored by 4.5 in that one, but they just have to win this one here. Give me Northwestern here in this one. All right. And Jerry says, yeah, the young man, the 19-year-old Nebraska fan passed away. He was ill, but certainly was a rallying from that team there. The 19-year-old young man passed away last night, so there will be some emotion there for sure tonight. Cash Kane says, take Nebraska. And talking about Bob Uecker there. And Zoe Fay should be easy for her, but don't trust them on the road. And there's a pick on Northwestern. Let's go quickly, you guys. UC Riverside taking on Santa Barbara here in this one. Santa Barbara, 5.5-point favorite. And the total 139.5 here in this one, with Riverside taking on Santa Barbara here tonight. Santa Barbara's won 2 straight. Riverside has lost 2 straight coming into this one. We're going to get ready. Let's get the drawing ready and everything here, you guys. We'll get ready to wrap up the show here right now. And with this one, with Riverside against Santa Barbara, we have 2 teams that are maybe have had some unders here so far this year. Santa Barbara is 4-10 to the under so far this season, but I think there is some trends that show Santa Barbara at home has some pretty high scoring games, probably over this 140 number for the most part. And I think that's probably where I'm going to end up. I'm going to take the over in this matchup with Riverside taking on Santa Barbara here tonight. Give me the over in this one. You look at the Santa Barbara games here against conference teams at home so far this season, it feels like they're going over this number, right? They had 144 against Santa Barbara the other night in that 78-66 win. So I'm going to take the over here with Riverside and Santa Barbara. I've got some overs. How about it? Santa Clara taking on Loyola Marymount here in this one. You've got Santa Clara favored by 5.5. The total 147.5 here with LMU at home at Gersten Pavilion tonight, taking on the Broncos in this one. And well, for me, I think I'm going to end up on the over. Let's see. Hold on a second here. Might be looking at the wrong game here real quick. Let me run by the numbers actually here, make sure this one, don't want to go too fast here and get it wrong. All right, Santa Clara has won 3 straight here right now against LMU. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm taking LMU. Look, Santa Clara, they're obviously going to be the better team usually in this situation, but they're just 5-9 so far as a favorite. LMU hasn't been great so far against the number. And look, Santa Clara should smash them, but I'm not sure they're going to right now. I'm going to try LMU in this one at home. LMU has lost 2 in a row here at St. Mary's. They got blown out by 25. They also got blown out at home by Gonzaga, but I'm going to try them here against Santa Clara tonight. Okay, got some Riverside in there from you guys. And last game here, I think, Gonzaga and Oregon State here. You got the Steam came in on the under in this one. Gonzaga on the road, favored by 9.5, total 150.5 here in this one. And showing this one, I'm going to go over in this game. I'm going to fade that Steam here right now. Give me the over tonight with Gonzaga and Oregon State. I want to wrap up the show with Bob passing away. A little bummer here. No reason to keep talking about sports, about the betting here right now. We know Bob was not doing great, but just bummed out. So let's do the drawing. Thanks, everybody, for joining me on the show. Remember to get my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. You get some premium picks over there for just $20 a month, 50 cents a day. Click on the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen to get my plays for today. Really appreciate everyone joining me here on the show. Let's do the drawing for the 3-team parlay today. Thank you so much to Charles. Hopefully it's not his last day on the job here, but maybe we need to shorten the show is what it is here. Let's go with the drawing, and the show is over. Here we go. Let's see who wins. Our Tomps, Wine Time, Old D, Nathan, Johnny, Seaman, Thomas, Ermacki, Nick, AOD, Fernando, and Textiles. There he is, host of the Daily Spread. Textiles going to win our 3-teamer tonight. Thanks, everybody. That's going to do it for the show. Make sure you join Mikey Money today, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with pre-gaming. Mikey will get you ready for the primetime action here, and then we'll have live coverage tonight of companion coverage with Cleveland taking on the Thunder tonight with our featured game, if you will, the big game in the NBA. And we'll talk about some other sports live betting as well tonight. So appreciate everybody for joining me here on the show. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.